BBC medium. Nowadays, the break related to the racial discrimination has unfolded often. And today we can be trying to focus on such issue, and I'd like to introduce our guests, four guests. Start from Grace. Start. Grace. Hi. Sam.
Hi.
Patrick. And Laura. Glad to meet you guys. Hi. It's very nice to talk to you. And as I mentioned earlier, today I'd like to share your experiences because of the differences of the culture. And all of you guys are from some countries. You are international students. Yeah. So if you have some stories, I'd like to listen your stories. And first, Patrick, do you have any stories?
Yes, I do. Before I came to Canada, I really looked forward to my Canadian life, and I was not worried about differences between two cultures because I heard that Canada already was a multicultural society for a long time. But my last homestay was not multicultural at all. One day I wanted to eat some food, so I looked for some food in the shelves of fridge. But there was nothing to eat. At the time, I had some Korean noodles in my room, so I cooked the noodles. While I was cooking, my homestay mother came into the kitchen. She suddenly yelled at me, "What are you doing?" I answered simply, "I'm cooking noodles." She said again that I couldn't eat the smelly noodles and I also couldn't cook anymore. Actually, I couldn't understand why she behaved like that. I had just arrived in Canada and I didn't have any confidence in speaking English at the time. A couple of weeks later, I asked her about the incident. And she told me that it was one of the homestay rules. I understood that I couldn't cook anything at the house, but she didn't explain about that.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I still don't understand why she yelled at me at that time. After that incident, there was an invisible wall between my homestay mother and me until I left the house. We never recovered the relationship. I lived at the house for 3 months. After that, I moved to another homestay house where I live now. I'm having a great time with my new homestay family and housemates.
Thank you for sharing your story, Patrick. Though you arrived in Canada, beginning was bad, but I'd like to hear your current house is good. And then next is Sam. Would you like to share your story?
Yes, Moy, I would like to be here to talk about my own experience to show difference between myself and the local people. The first story is an unhappy story. I came to Canada in May 2013. I noticed that I have to live in a foreigner family for at least 2 months. I was prepared to live with a foreigner family. I wanted to have a good relationship with them. I felt a little strange about my homestay mom. She was a very serious lady. I gave her Chinese tea as a gift when we first met, but she just answered me that she doesn't like this gift at all.
Wow, is it true?
It makes me, yes, it's true. It makes me very awkward. She also told me that I cannot use any devices of her. And she such like the dishwater, computer. But I'm very confused. I have a roommate who named Ali. He is a boy from Jordan. And my homestay mom is very nice to Ali.
Wow.
I don't know why. I didn't do something wrong. And I asked Ellie why our homestay mom do that to me. And Ellie said that because there was a student who came from China lived her house before, and they had something misunderstanding. So our home mom didn't like Chinese people or maybe Asian people anymore. From this situation, I know that because of my culture, my background, sometimes it can put me into a bad situation. And also, I have a good story about myself now. I moved out after 2 months, and I rented a new house with my friend. Yeah. And it's a totally different situation. I regained my dignity from my new landlord. He's a very nice guy. And he told me that if we need any help, just call him. He will help us as much as he can. And you know, the Chinese food is very popular in the world. Luckily, my mom is good at cooking, so she taught me how to cook Chinese food. There's 2 reasons for that. One is it's the best way to erase my home needs if I can cook my own country's food. And another one is Chinese food is easy to save money. Also, in China, there is a proverb said that hunger breeds discontentment. Yes. So it's very important social activity which can make friends if you invite your friend and cook for them. So because I can cook Chinese food, I'm different from the local people. I made lots of new friends here, like the Korean friends, Japanese friends, and Mexican friends. Even my landlord, he loved to eat Chinese food which I made. So I think now I'm proud of my difference.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam. And it's really similar with the case happened to Patrick, I think. And it seems like trouble between homestay family and international students is easy to happen. And next, does Laura have some stories or experiences?
Hi, nice to meet you. I have had a bad experience in Canada. When I walk on the street at night, some Canadians threw a water bottle at me. They were driving a car, so I couldn't do anything. I was really surprised. After that, I became afraid to do things in Canada. Also, I'm afraid to walk on the streets at night. I knew Canada has many kinds of people, but after that situation, I became afraid and I started to feel uneasy. If some kids saw the situation, they could mimic it when they become adults. I hope this situation will not be repeated.
Yes.
This type of thing can make it hard for an international student to adapt to Canada. On the other hand, my homestay family is very good. They want to adapt to me as a daughter. They bring me everywhere and they talk to me a lot.
Nice.
Therefore, I could adapt to Canada easily, and when I had that situation, my homestay family was very helpful to me. They comforted me. If I didn't have my homestay family, I wouldn't have been able to adapt to Canada life. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, Laura. Your first story was really bad. Some Canadians tend to do strange things. I understand, but I also glad to hear your homestay family story. And next, Grace.
Yes?
I heard you have been here for 3 months.
Right.
Could you tell me the story that you experienced?
Of course. Actually, I have both good and bad experience here. Firstly, I'm not sure if it is one kind of discrimination, especially to Asians or not, but I met quite many times drivers like Laura, drivers who shouted at me at night, usually at night, without any reasons. Yeah, so I know the feeling, Laura's feeling. And another bad thing was when I was in a Via Rail train. You all know Via Rail train.
Yeah.
In that train, one staff was driving, snack car along the aisle, and she was asking all the passengers first if they wanted to buy some goodies, but only when she was passing by me, she never asked me if I wanted to have something. Yeah. So I called her and I asked her, I wanted to have some coffee. At that time, I really didn't feel good and even quite upset about her behavior. But in Canada, usually I have been treated very nicely by Canadians so far. They have been showing me massive kindness so far. Actually, I hardly ever experience any discrimination on me because I am an international student, Asian or wherever. No matter where I am and what I'm doing, I have been treated equally or sometimes even better because I am a foreigner. And I felt this in particular when I was traveling in Ottawa, Quebec City, and Montreal with Mimi and Tomu. Tomu is one of my classmates. You know? Whenever we were seeing a map to find a place, at least one person around us approached us before we asked them for directions. They first asked us if we needed any help. And also when we asked something to someone first, they were generally very nice to us.
Wow!
That's my story.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace, for sharing your story. Thanks to your story, almost Canadians are really kind for us. We found that. And let's go to the ending. It was a really great show.
Yeah.
And anyone among you want to share your comment? Laura, would you tell me?
Yes, I'm glad to share my experience in Canada. Some international students already have some bad experience, but I hope they can overcome. Also, I hope Canadians respect to foreigner and the other people don't repeat bad situations as us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. And I could learn what happened among international students. And some are good, but some are not good. But we could learn about differences. Having differences is a great thing. It's related to human rights. Anyone can disturb your rights. Some behavior doesn't sound good, but we can change the situation by trying to figure out. It might be a small power though. If you keep changing some situation, it will be changed. So don't forget today's discussion to continue for the future. Thank you very much.